On sale now for a fraction of the price. Whenever we see that, I'm sure a lot of us get excited. But what does it really mean though? What really is a fraction? Well, simply put, a fraction is a part of something. We can say that it's a part of a whole, but it could be a part of anything. Part of a group of stuff, or even part of a length. It's kinda like that slice of pizza you take, or a part of the distance you cover after you get tired and stop on a long journey. Fractions are usually written like this. Let's talk about its three parts. First, the bar tells us that this number is a fraction. It means out of. So this is really saying 1 out of 2 parts, or 1 divided by 2. Next, the number at the bottom is called the denominator. It tells us how many parts the whole is split into. For example, a denominator of 2 means that the whole is split into 2 parts. We call those fractions halves. A denominator of 3 means the whole is split into 3 parts. We call those fractions thirds. Here's a fun fact. The word denominator literally means he who names, which comes from the fact that it names a fraction. If the denominator is 3, we call the fractions thirds. If its denominator is 5, we call them fifths. If its denominator is 6, we call them sixths, and, well, you get the point. Finally, we have the top number, the numerator. It literally means counter. That is, it counts or tells us how much of that fraction we have. So in this fraction, 3 in the denominator means we're counting thirds, and the numerator, 2, tells us that it's 2/3. On the other hand, this fraction would read 3/5. Now here's an important point. For something to be seen as a fraction, it must be split into fair shares or equal parts. Let me see if you understand what I'm saying. In which of these two models does the shaded region represent a quarter? A or B, or both of them, or none of them? It would be B, because B is the only one split into 4 equal parts. A is split into 4 parts, but they're not equal. So before we can solve any problems with fractions, let's first see if we can figure out what we mean when we talk about equivalent fractions.